Ready for that spaghetti? Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. The Bitcoin price sitting at around 84 to 85,000 American dollars. The green monthly candle has been bestowed upon us. Nicely sitting green. We're feeling a bit of the recovery vibes. A bit, just a wee bit. That's for the Bitcoin price, of course, friends. If we go down into a bit of a shorter time frame, I'm going to show you some fractals from BCB. But basically, I guess the general gist of this is that it's going to do something like the bottom of the bear market, which is back in November 2022. Actually, if you want to see these play out in real time, friends, what you can usually do is you just do the Cope bars pattern. There you go. You do the Cope bars pattern just to see what it looks like, and pretty much you can go and move it across, and then you have something that goes a little something like this. I think he ends up moving it up. I'll show it to you later. We mix and match these. And this is pretty much what it looks like. Okay, so we have the fractal on top. Just looks like some sort of bottoming structure. We had the peak FUD here. That was actually November 2022, right? That was exactly the FTX collapse. That was a very tough day, man. That was a very tough day. But also, if you go to my tweets that day, I say congratulations, the bull market starts now. I actually was tweeting it about this. I go, wow, it's actually starting. The ending. It was the loudest, biggest bang of all. Whilst everyone was saying that, man, I'll forget that. I'll never forget that, man. That was quite the tale, man. It really looked like it was over. FTX, everyone was literally. Davey Soy Hoffman from Bankers was literally crying. People were like literally crying, like no hope, no hope. But yeah, I mean, like it's kind of sad as well. Ethereum came back to this price as well. Ethereum was only like 1,100 here, so it was, Ethereum came back. So yeah, I guess there were tears for something. It was pretty much all the altcoin backs because they're still destroyed. But Bitcoin and everything carried everything out, which is wonderful to see as well. If we go through the weekly chart for the Bitcoin price, we have a nice structure, which is here above the weekly super trend. What we're looking at though, friends, we're just being honest with you, okay? With BCB, he's really convinced that all we're doing is we're going up to like not even here. This is a log chart up here. I just want to show you, just like if I remove the log chart, I make it linear. He's really convinced we just have one more push and we're going to like around 130K and it's literally all over. We're actually coming back and it's literally all over. One last push. He's really convinced of that. I don't know what's going to happen. Of course I don't. You've seen this whole cycle screwing around, a lot of other poopy stuff happening. What do you think though? Like obviously there's what you think or what you want. I'll be honest, friends, the hard part is what I think is going to happen is also what I want to happen. That's the tough part. Am I biased here? I really don't think it's over, man. I don't think it's going to be over in like June. But then again, how do you know? There might be some black swan coming around the corner, right? Man, look, friends, just in my eyes, bro, how is it all over when Ethereum, the king of altcoins, just did 5 red months and like it's all over in like June? Like that's it? Like Ethereum, like that was what, the top? And this is the lower high and it's coming back. Like anything can happen. I know it's markets, man. Anything can happen. But I don't know, man. I've just like, when I look at my own stuff, some say stuff, I look back, friends, and I can see that like, okay, man, it ends. Look, if you're going to declare any crypto cycle to end, man, you had 5 green months here. You had 5 green months of DeFi alt season here. You had 5 green months here. That's in a row, okay? Dude, we just had 5 red in a row. Like, I hate to say it. I can't really hate to say it, man. It's got to be up only altcoins from here. And here's the thing, actually. You know, friends, from right here, altcoins peaked. Alt season wave 1. Man, they went for another 640 days, right? But there was alt season wave. This was a DeFi season of sorts, okay? Like 640 days, you know? So, I don't know, man. All 640 days into the future do. That's wild, man. Put us into January 2027 or the end of 2026. That's the end of next year. It could happen, by the way. We run into the end of next year. It could happen. You don't have any definitive answers. But yeah, the market does. You might also say something. Why do we even need to do those other altcoins? Look, man, it's an index. It's an index of everything. It's really encapsulating all the belly of the risk curve. But I get it. It's tough as well because people say, no, Shami, there are risk takers. They're in Solana, JPEG, casino coins. That's what makes it hard. But here's the thing as well, man. Even if you go back to 2021, if you look at when JPEGs happen, you know what they're saying right now, friends? They said the same thing about the JPEGs, yeah? So when we're going down, people like only in hindsight, after everything was down 90%, they said, oh, there was an alt season. It just all went to the JPEGs, the NFTs. It went to the monkey JPEGs and stuff. And people didn't come and buy altcoins for alt season wave 2, which is true. However, there was alt season wave 1, which was DeFi season, okay? But it had never happened before, okay? It never happened before, friends. That was the craziest part. See, this was 2016. You never had these like constant greens or anything, okay? But in 2020, the way I look at it, friends, is the way I look at it is this was half an alt season, 0.5. This was one alt season, and then this was another 0.5 alt season. So there's 2 alt season waves. It was just, that's why it was hard, because DeFi was half an alt season. And how I'm measuring that, I'm just going down off 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green monthly candles in a row, even though they look bonked. And we haven't had anything like that, dude. Friends, we have not even had, like if you go to 2024, we've only had 1 green candle. We never even had 2 in a row. What gives? I don't think it's over, man. I don't think it's over. You know what? Maybe Baby Doll Armadillo's right. Maybe we're going to run to the end of next year. That could happen, right? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because it always is possible that, you know, the NFTs and stuff replicating themselves in Solana. So we'll see. Now, checking out other stuff like the macro. This is the racist Russell 2000. I mean, man, you went down almost 30%. Racist Russell 2000 is still down 23%. Man, that's still bear market territory for the racist Russell. So it has to do its move up here and pretty much go for it. Is it ever going to go for it? We don't know. But that racist Russell 2000, friends, it is very close to Ethereum. Because Ethereum represents altcoins. Racist Russell represents also US shitcoins. It's the small caps. And actually, if you track, I charted the racist Russell 2000 over... Actually, I'll show it to you now while I'm here because you're my baby doll, right? You can chart the so Russell over SPX. So this is RTY over SPX. That's the S&P 500. So the racist Russell as a ratio to the S&P 500. So when this thing is going up, Russell's strong against the stock market. When it's going down, Russell is weak against the stock market. And then it goes up. Look how long it'd been up here. And it's going down, 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 down. You see that? So I'm hoping that's all actually... You see how I did this come back down here, bottoming structure? I'm hoping that's what we got. By the way, if you're curious, why have we been crushed? Look at this, friends. See, the business ISM cycle has been below 50 pretty much for 29 months. Like the worst since 1980, right? 45 years. And it's no surprise that the racist Russell 2000, look what it's done as well. Since July 2022, it can't keep up to the stock market, S&P 500. It's been going down. So obviously, we're hoping that it gets some sort of big move up, just like this, right? We're hoping it does some sort of bottoming structure out here. What I'm going to do is just get the ghost feed, actually the bars pattern. That's what we want. We get the bars pattern just so we can see what it kind of looks like out here. Maybe we'll get something like that where it starts to like recover up. And yeah, this is kind of like, this might be like the ETH BTC ratio, just coming back to like, this 0.055 mark, which is pretty much where we left off like a year ago. Man, I can't believe ETH BTC was 0.055 a year ago around that Ethereum spot ETF. Now, how the truck did it get to 0.018? Man, you piece of garbage. Well, that's what just markets do, friends. So remember, this thing seems to be an oscillator of sorts. Maybe over time, it's slowly kind of going up. Maybe over time it's kind of like slowly, but it is pretty much an oscillator. So I guess during this period of time, see how this thing is so low, what you'd want to be doing is you just want to be buying the Russell 2000. But look at your view, man. This is a long chart, friends. This is a weekly chart. Like you want to be buying the Russell 2000 for the next 10 years. And then maybe you want to be like, when it starts getting back up to here, you get back into your, like, you're starting to be stock market heavy, you know? See how long these things can take a long time. And by the way, this thing can drop further, drop another, like, underperform by 10%. So it can go down lower. And you see, that's the thing. You really got to believe. You really got to believe, like, what if this happens and you're down for another 3 years? So yes, it's interesting how you can see these ratios and how they play out, right? And also, see the Russell's weak, the US small cap shitcoins is weak. That might explain as well why Ethereum is weak. Also curious, right? Check this out. Bitcoin was pretty much made here. Yeah, pretty much Bitcoin was made here. Look at this. You had alt season wave here, alt season wave 2013, big alt season wave here, and then you had the 2021. Actually, it came back here. Look where look at this ratio is, right? Look how high this ratio is, and look where we are right now. You see that? So that kind of explains as well. We're in a different regime of sorts. Okay, the Russell 2000 small cap shit coins, and it is what it is for whatever reason, right? It could be Puppy G music time. Could be high interest rates. Could be the dominoes falling after zombie virus. It is what it is. You know, something was eventually going to move it on. You know how it's a ratio oscillating over time. So I hope you learned something cool. I went through that here with you, friends. I want to do a quick update as well on Mantra DAO. Remember OM, friends, Mantra DAO. Remember this thing dropped 91, 92%. And people, if you want, man, I don't know what it's going to do, friends, but you could, if you wanted to, wait for these unlocks. I heard there's big unlocks coming soon. I don't know when they are. Maybe wait for the big unlocks. They're meant to be like this month. And then you could, if you wanted to, DCA. But the thing is, man, I'm personally not going to do it because you need to do leverage to make it worth your while. And then you got to be careful that you don't get liquidated hard. And you also should check the funding rate as well, just in case there's a lot of people long or short, because you don't want to be long if everyone's long. It's going to cost you a lot of money to be there. But I just want to show you this. Like, a lot of people are saying this thing is dead. Because it's real world assets, even if the thing is garbage, you know, it's still a bull market. If Chainlink and Ethereum is eventually going to recover, it's an option here for you. But I don't know. You'd have to check it out more. There's people saying it's a lie, people saying it's dead. It reminds me of like PDI and Pulse Chain and everything else. It reminds me similar of that. The thing is though, this thing was like 6 billion market cap up here. You know, I don't know if I don't think this thing is just going to do a 10x, man. It's just like, you're probably just going to be getting out here or something. And like, if you have spare stable coins, maybe it's worth it. Take a punt because, you know, hey, cheap is cheap. But I just want to show you something as well. If you go and look at RUNE, remember, friends, RUNE, which is ThorChain. Look at RUNE BTC. This is the RUNE BTC ratio. Look at that. So even though it went down, yeah, you're still down since January of this year. See what I mean? 77 days. So even though it was cheap, look at that. You're just still doing nothing. Okay, that's a weekly chart, by the way. That's literally a weekly chart. You see? So maybe this thing ends up coming around. Maybe you can get out somewhere here. Like, man, if RUNE does come back and they're able to do something, okay, with the chain, which I don't know, man, you have to do research. That's a 4 or 5x on BTC, which is good. But, you know, Pulse Chain is like 10x just to get to break even. Just to show you how deeply undervalued that is. But, you know, they might move in different times and stuff out here. But, yeah, I just want to show you stuff like this because I look for big elephant stuff like this because that's where the big reward is. Otherwise, a lot of people... Because here's the thing, man. You want to be staying long and invested because, like, okay, we got screwed by the business cycle, but, you know, it's not going to get screwed forever, okay? But if the most dangerous thing to do is obviously swap around your altcoins to go play with that, which I would obviously don't do that. Don't go dunk altcoins because then what if the other altcoin you're in moves and, like, yeah, it just becomes a world of hurt. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that here for you just to show you there are opportunity and stuff out here that you see, but like. You got to be watching all of these things because these are the ones that appear just because Twitter's yelling about them, but Twitter's yelling about them. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's getting out. So, yeah, obviously don't have full answers for these, and like you don't need to go to these things. This is the thing because they're listed. It's listed on Binance. It's listed on exchanges out here. We're in truly a deep blue ocean area, right? You have the PDI stuff. You have Pulse Chain stuff. You don't even have to like PDI, whatever. But even Pulse Chain, you know, it's not even listed out here. But yeah, let's say Pulse Chain didn't exist, right? Probably have higher chances that you'd be participating in something like that. And so having another look at it, friends, I just made a post on it now. You can basically see these nice green circles, right? So alt seasons, right? 2013, 2017, 2021, and we have the red one here making these lower lows. However, this thing does go in reverse, man, but these things take a while to reverse, man. Man, this could be like years. Damn. Takes a while to reverse and make it out here. It's just a sign of weaker business conditions overall. And remember, like, because that's what altcoins are, friends, just like everything else. When everything is really good and you're feeling amazing, you have confidence to, like, take risks for the future. That's what the risk is. You're like, you know what? I'm willing to go further out the curve. I'm willing to go further out in time. When you don't want to take any risk, you're like, oh, I want US dollars. I want US dollars. I don't even know if I'm going to have money next week, yeah? When things are really confident, like, you know what? I can put stuff away for 5 years, you know, like your business. Let's say your business normally makes $20,000 a month. You're like, oh, what if it made like, you know, $40,000 in 1 month? You're like, you know what? I'll put 5,000 out. Like, let's see, maybe this thing goes somewhere in 5 years, right? That's the confidence you have when it comes to dealing with that. But yeah, that as I said before, that information, it's only unlocked with the power of ratios. That's like another look at the macro and stuff out here. Cracking on with some news as well, friends. So Michael Chad Saylor has bought 3,500 more BTC. And I do have the post here for you now. So they bought about 3,500, 285 million. They bought it at 82,600. So they're actually on site for once. They now own 531,644 Bitcoin. They average price 67,556. What you can do is, friends, there's a website, Saylor Tracker, that I always show you. We'll go to saylortracker.com, and it's Saylor, Saylor. Okay. Right here, he's on side 25%, even though he's buying at like 10K, which is funny. And this is pretty much it. All these green dots. You notice how the green dots, friends, they just get stacked at the tops. So look at this, man. At 100K, he's like, I can't wait to buy 100K BTC. So I am very confident that when Bitcoin goes to 100K again, 200K, that, friends, he's going to FOMO buy the crap out of this BTC. This average price at 67,500, man, it's gonna rocket. He's gonna rock it because everyone just gives you the money, man. And friends, it's Michael Saylor, right? They're gonna be doing the same narrative around him. They're gonna be saying, well, look, he predicted Apple's rise and the tech phones back in like 2003, 2004. And then Apple went and did like 120x. And now he's saying Bitcoin. And they're like, and he's saying, by the way, Bitcoin's going to $13 million. So he's literally, it's the same thing, right? It's like, oh, this thing's going up another 130x. That's why everyone's going to be jumping in. My gosh. My gosh. You know, you can see it. You can feel it. His average price. So for some reason, just something in the universe is telling me, like, you go red alert when his average price is above 100K. That's the time to go red alert. As in, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, what happens next? Just in case, you know. And just to let you know, like, what happens if the price goes below his average? Nothing. Nothing, okay? It did it here. His average price was, look at that, 28,000 here, and then it came back down to 15, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But just telling you, man, at the top, Spence, everyone wants to loan money to you. He's just getting as much money as he can. Oh, man. And you know what's going to happen? Because there'll be so much FOMO, what you actually see them do is the creditors, so the people giving the money, yeah, the models and risk assessment they use, it's not going to be anything that you saw like a year or two ago. It's going to have like a lot of Fugazi things, you know, but it's going to sound smart. It's going to be like the volatility is getting less, so Bitcoin can't drop more than 70%. They'll say stuff like that, you know, in their own nerd mathematical ways. Look, the thing is, just be careful, man. That's what I'm saying. Be careful, because the last time President Pump was president, Bitcoin did drop. It dropped 70% the first time, right? Isn't that crazy? Look at that. So this might be what happens, friends. So, you know, Bitcoin, it dropped 70% right here. It's actually crazy. I didn't know it exactly dropped 70%. Look at this, to the T. It dropped 70%, and many people thought, okay, maybe it's over. It's over. And then, badonkadonk. Okay, it went a leg further. So that would be interesting if it happened again, where maybe we're not even going to blow off this year. Who knows? But 2026 somewhere, you never know, man. Maybe Bitcoin really does hit like 280. And then it does the first 70% drop. Oh my gosh, that's a big number, friends. Jesus. I hope we don't get that now that I look at it. I hope we don't get it. Hey, look, if we're going to drop 70%, man, you better get to 400K if this thing goes to... Because if you go to 400, I know this number sounds absurdly big, but at 400K, if you drop 70%, you're back down to 110. So you can say, oh, we're at 110. We're never going to go down. And then badonkadonk. Okay, we'll see, though. You need that 400K, though. And it's not so easy because, you know, it's friends, like, God bless you. Like, it's not, there's no free lunch, man. Like, if you are, when Bitcoin if, let's say Bitcoin is literally, you see the number, 230,000. Yeah. Like, you're moving forward in unknown time. You're moving forward at a point in time here. Let's say Bitcoin literally is, at some point, it's 230. So in the next 6 months, it's either higher or it's lower. But if it's lower, all right, like if Bitcoin is down 50%, man, altcoins are down 90%. It's all over. So you don't get this benefit of like peeking around the corner going, oh, we're at 230, we're gonna be fine. You don't know, man. That's why I've told you stuff. You got a Jeet Stack. Man, friends, you got to take out your Jeet Stack if we get up there. But like, altcoins are so ravaged. Ethereum went down. Like, I'm thinking, man, like, do you even want to take out a Jeet Stack if Ethereum is under 5,000 at all? Like, look at the Pulse PLS price as well. Like, this thing is still 75% below SAC price out here. Which is just, it's interesting how much we're being crushed. Very interesting to say the least. I know, man. We're looking for better times, please. We've also got some more news as well. So NVIDIA to manufacture AI supercomputers in the US for the first time, which I think it's wonderful because now Trump can go out and say, see, I got them back here. You know, it's all thanks to me. All thanks to me. So I want to look at NVIDIA's price chart as well, see what they're doing. They had an enormous, pretty much, enormous dunk down as well for them. So they came up here and they dropped down 43%. Now they're around 27% down. But man, they did a turbo nuclear run to the sky. AI taking over the world out here. Man, these stocks, friends, you know, these stock charts, they're just the biggest Ponzi's, man. They really do have believers in them. They have like these DCA big funds. They don't do this crypto charts where we just create it down. They actually have people who just like buy. Man, it's just wild. Look at this. What is this chart, bro? Just like tick down here one day, $11, then it just rockets straight up to 15x. And that's NVIDIA, man. It became the biggest thing in the world. So I don't know what's going to happen with Trump and the tariff talking. I'm sure they're going to move stuff into different buckets around. They're going to try and make it look like some sort of win-win. I also saw that, I don't know if you guys know that current CIA spy, Andrew Bustamante, who pretends to everyone that he's left. You know this dude? This guy right here on the left. Look at this funny photo. This is hilarious as well. Hey, guys. So Andrew Bustamante, yes, him. I was watching one of the clips of him. He basically, it was just, man, this is politicians are so messed up. Basically, Henry Kissinger, so when he was still alive at 101, okay, he was like one of the power brokers between America and China or something back in the day. So he basically suggested for America and China, what they do is, this is, by the way, like one of the most powerful men in the world. He's literally on his deathbed saying, hey, I got a good, this is how you solve America and China. This is 2023, by the way. He said, politicians in public, keep fighting. Keep fighting and pretend like you're strong. But in the background, have your meetings and just do everything and don't worry about it. What if the public finds out? Just do your own stuff. Which is so messed up. He's literally just saying, just completely lie. You know, I was listening to Bustamante. He's basically was saying, look, the government's role, it's not to let you peek into their own stuff. Yeah. It's not to let you peek into their own books, and he says like it's too inefficient if like they have to like report to the peasant humans out there about what's going on. He goes, there's basically an agreement like their job is to keep you safe, and you just have to accept it. You can't do anything, which is, I guess, that really is it. And by keep you safe, by the way, it means lie to you, bend the truth all the time, lie. And don't tell you stuff if it's going to shock you and give you fear. Never do that. Ever, 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 ever. Their job is just to keep you calm the whole time. Very interesting, right, when you think about stuff like that. See, friends, society running like this, it's okay. The thing is, though, at least with crypto, you can bet on something going up. Isn't that good? You can actually bet on something going up. You can get more purchasing power. You can change your life if you're in the rat race. You can't do that in this politics stuff out here. You know, with all these... You know, these guys that come out, they want to be like a power broker and stuff out here, man. It's like it's literally not worth it. I guess if you have a lot of money, it's worth it. So they're just playing a different game. The good thing is that's why we do have crypto now. We do have a system that we're building where you can participate on their response. They being the government and their response being the money printer each time, which is beautiful. Speaking of that money printer as well, we can check out the global liquidity index fractal majigga thing, and it is right here as well. Obviously, don't know what happens, fans. Do not know what happens. If we are going to just like use this conservative measure, we get the friendship part in May. May is buy and May go away. They are still printing. It's funny. They're literally going up and up and up and up and up. Like, here's the thing though, man. Even if we go up May, June, July, that's 3 candles. That's only 3 others BTC green candles. If we got that. If we got that. And then a reset. So like, I'm also still inclined to say it's over, man. I'm not seeing Euphoria, bro. I know what Euphoria is, man. It's not Euphoria. What are you going to do, by the way? You're going to give us like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, golly gee, we're back to Feb. Is that what's going to happen? We need some big cracker candles, by the way. But they can do it, by the way. Look at this. This was huge. They can do that. So I wonder if there's going to be some money printing bonanza or something out here. But yeah, like, look, of course this time can be different. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to basically take this home. But yeah, 3 out of 3 times. Massive repetitive green monthly candles. It even happened last year with Bitcoin, friends. Bitcoin had 7. And then look what happened to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin did the massive 9 months going sideways, yeah? See what it did here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And then literally went sideways forever. Here's the thing though. You know when we're at 6, at 61K, I made warning videos. See, look how tough it is, man. I made warning videos at video 6, right? It was the 6th green in a row. I go, look, man, it's 6 green in a row. But look at the tough part. In the 7th green candle, it went from 61K. It went to 73. Okay, look at this distance. Yeah, so a whole green candle, friends, another 20%. And look, you know how stupid I felt? I was thinking like, man, I made a warning video. I know this is the right thing to do, but look what I ended up doing, man. Friends, it literally comes back down, back to just the beginning of the month, and then it goes up again. And then it comes back down, and then it's up. So check this out. You make a warning video in Feb, okay? Because February, it closes 6th green in a row. And look at this. You're still sideways like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months, it's still sitting around there. 5 months. That's a long time. And then only Japan Pokemon Island came. And guess what? It just freaking, it wicked back anyway. You ever seen anything like that? You've never seen anything like that before, man. You know what we can do as well, friends? If you go back, look at this, okay? If you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you were nervous on the 5th green monthly candle in 2021 for Bitcoin, look at this. You're nervous at 45K. Look what it does in the 6th candle. It goes up to 64 in March, and then in April, it's still here. So the alt season appears after. So, but you got nervous on the 5th green candle. So do you get out, or you just like on high alert? It's tough. It's tough. Also, look at this, man, as well, friends. If you go back to Bitcoin in 2017, if you get nervous on this green candle for Bitcoin that you're too high, it goes to 9,900. But look at this. It goes to 20K, comes back to 10K, finishes at 10K again. And then this other candle, it's at 6,800. And then in April, it's at 9,100 again. So you're nervous here, but look what ends up happening. Up and down and up. It's another 4 or 5 months. That's wild, man. You just like, it makes sense though, just showing you the big momentum push. But it is, look, so now we're mentally prepared, right? You're mentally prepared that, let's say we do get like 5 or 6 green monthly candles for BTC. You now know it could be, man, anywhere from like 2 to 5 months is the warning zone after that. If you wait too long though, you miss it. Okay, but at least you get an idea of, hey, now's not the time to go borrow on your house and take out a lot of leverage. That's probably the most important part of all of this. We've also got some cracker news as well. President Trump's economic advisor Hassett says there was no insider trading at the White House. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Insider Advisor. I definitely believe you on that one. President Pump says the stock market is very strong after getting used to tariffs. Thank you very much, Mr. President Pump. Mr. President. The stock market has recognized your brilliance. President Pump says the estrogen union has come forward to negotiate a new trade deal. So I guess things are moving. The ball is rolling when you're looking at that. Waiting for the stock market though, huh? Another one of those events waiting to play out. I have it here. The purple line, friends, is the interest rates. Just so you can see these interest rates over time. See, man, they were hiking rates and the thing still ran up. That's crazy, man. They were hiking rates and it still ran up, huh? Look at this, like, wee. All right, it bottomed out early. So here we are right now. If we just go down to the daily McDay chart, hanging around here. Everyone's watching this thing, I guess, like a hawk, but the market seems to have settled around now. Now we need to move on to that next phase. The next phase, it's money printer time, baby. It's money printer time. The economy's cracked somewhere. Things are cracked. It's running on fumes. It's been running on fumes for a while. We just wonder, right, what are they going to bring in? Because, friends, you know, look, the funny part is, man, it's so weird. They have to print money, but they need an event. So what's it going to be? What is it going to be? You never know, man. They might, friends, the US Fed might actually tell Japan, can you sell our bonds next week? Just dump them. They might tell them that. Orchestrate it. Dump them. We'll get some crisis. We'll come in and we'll say, all right, hey, we have to save America. We have to do that. Right? It might end up being like that. Right? That problem reaction solution. Yeah? There's a problem here. Okay, they're done bonds. What's our reaction? Okay, we have this thing out here, and we got our reaction is, okay, we're going to present this solution for you. It involves us printing money, us buying the bonds. And so begins the cycle all over again. Now, you're probably curious, where are we going to go next? Remember, I have Ethereum CME chart with the gaps here. We've got 1750. We've got another one here around 2,600. And then we have another gap to close at 3,200. Doesn't necessarily have to just go up only and do that, though it would be nice. But that's pretty much where we are, friends. Like, man, I don't want to talk like this, but like, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing selling Ethereum under 4,000? What is wrong with you? Beats me, especially under 2,000. That's disgusting. But what else can we do, friends? Long and strong, we are going to make it. Like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.